This is again a singer, turn my voice. Welcome back to my YT channel. Happy Saturday to everyone. Oh my, oh my God. Hello. So I need to have another topic, but this topic is related to yesterday's topic. Okay. So that you have an idea what's our topic today. So this is going to be how to determine and calculate the molar masses without looking the periodic table. Oh my gosh. So how to determine, okay? Determine the molecular weight or the molar mass like that without looking the periodic table. Wow, so shallow. Without looking the periodic table. Okay. Without looking the periodic table, without referring to the Google search and to the internet world, and without looking to textbooks or any references. Okay? So it's gonna be like that. Okay. So I have to show you, let's say, 10 examples of different compounds. So one is, let's say, calcium carbonate, like that. Okay. So calcium carbonate, my gosh. Okay. So this is it. Pansit. Okay. Number two, we have this is limestone, right? Calcium carbonate. Number two, we have the magnetite. Okay. Magnetite is ferrous oxide. So it's gonna be like that. So Fe2O3. So we are starting with a compound with another name, right? Like that. Number three, we have the laughing gas. The gas who always smiled all the time. Laughing gas is dinitrogen oxide. N2O. Okay? So this is the gas that's always laughed most of the time. That's why it's called the laughing gas. Okay, dinitrogen oxide. Number four, I'm gonna refer to hydrocarbon. This is the gasoline. Okay, the gasoline is an octane. It's gonna be 8 atoms of carbon and 18 atoms of hydrogen. So C8H18. So number five, we're gonna have muriatic acid. What is a muriatic acid? That's mainly hydrochloric acid. Okay, mga palangga. So it's gonna be like that. And number six, baking soda. Used in baking food or baking cookies or whatever. That is sodium bicarbonate. Okay, sodium bicarbonate. So this is the baking soda used in making pastries, cookies, and a lot of, bread also, cake or whatever. Okay? Number seven, I have to say malic acid. What is a malic acid? The malic acid is an organic acid that makes the taste of a fruit, specifically the citrus fruits, into sour. S-O-U-R, sour. This is a kind of taste also driven by different kinds of citrus fruits. Malic acid. Okay, the formula of malic acid is C4H6O5. Like that. Number eight, I'm gonna show you another acid, also an organic acid found in cheese. Okay, cheese, C-H-E-E-S-E, and this is butyric acid. Butyric acid is also an acid used in our fiber, inside our body, fiber, F-I-B-E-R, in digestion process of different kinds of foods. Butyric acid. So what is the formula of butyric acid? C4H8O2, mga palangga. Right? like that. What else? So I need to introduce another acid also. I love really organic acid because most of the times our body needs it. Okay, during different synthesis and chemical reactions in different types of biomolecules and macromolecules inside our body, in order for us to be strong, to maintain good health always, and also to maintain a strong immune system, a very strong immune system. It's gonna be like that. Okay, number 9, what's another acid? So it's gonna be, an amino acid is very broad, we cannot give to you that. The general formula only I can show to you, and also the protein, and we need to be specific talaga siya. Okay, so it's gonna be, I'm gonna introduce you ribose sugar. It's very unique, right? It's not common, ribose. The ribose is a pentoses family under carbohydrates, in which it has 5 carbon atoms. Okay, 5 carbon atoms, right? If you remember glucose has 6 carbon atoms, belongs to glucose family or hexoses family. But this time, this belongs to the pentoses family of sugar, and this is ribose. What is the function of a ribose? The function of a ribose is for the manufacture or the synthesis of nucleic acid for RNA and DNA for our genetic information, coded genetic information. And I thank you. Okay, this is number 9, ribose. Ribose is gonna be a C5H10O5, 10O5. Okay, if you forgot, guys, to the formula of this ribose and also hexoses family or whatever, okay, just think of an empirical formula of a carbohydrates, then substitute the number of carbon atoms for that. So the empirical formula of carbohydrates is CH2O. Then if you're gonna substitute the 5 atoms of the carbon there, then bingo, you can get exactly the chemical formula of all kinds of sugars existing in the planet Earth. Ganon. So we have also another example, mga palangga. I'm gonna show you the ascorbic acid. So Sotero, what's an ascorbic acid? This is the vitamin C. Okay, for the strengthening of our immune system against disease defense mechanism. It's just like an antivirus in our laptop. This will be able to filter out those bacteria or other organisms or microorganisms to be taken away from our system. So this is the function of vitamin C. And also, this vitamin C will also help our white blood cells to defend us from all kinds of diseases to attack in our human body system. And of course, the good bacteria also will help through this vitamin C, white blood cells, and of course, the antibodies. Okay, the Y-shaped protein antibodies are very, very important, mga palangga, to fight this all kinds of bad microorganisms. And I don't have to mention those microorganisms because you know that already, because it's really restricted to mention that kind of virus here in the vlog, because the YT administrator will block your channel if you keep on talking about COVID-19. Okay? It's not allowed really, guys, very strict. So I don't want that my YT channel to be phased out in this situation, so I have to be extra careful. Okay, number 10 is ascorbic acid. What's the formula of ascorbic acid, Sotero? It's gonna be, okay, C6H8O6. Then, if you are not really that sure, then you can remember also the, the ascorbate polyatomic ions, ascorbate, like this, C6H7O6 -1. Then H ion plus the ascorbate, then bingo, it will become ascorbic acid. Then perfectly, it's been written as C6H8O6. O, diba? Any questions so far, mga palangga? Oh, nothing. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's erase this writings because the whiteboard is very limited in space. So at least I have 10 examples of different kinds of compounds. Could it be this is, or these are organic compounds or inorganic compounds? These are mixed, right? So I have also to add more for the molecular compound or ionic compound or not. I think it's enough, right? 10 will be enough. Okay, like that. So, your techniques mga palangga, especially during taking out different kind of examinations in the future, or let us say if you are really the academic achievers in chemistry in your department, something like that, or in your high school, then you are really the representative to compete with other schools like that. Then you also take note the different kinds of common names, brand names of those chemical formula, because not all the time it will be mentioned as chemical formula. Sometimes only the other name. Okay? For example, aguaxinada, something like that. So that is also acetone, things like that. Okay, what else? So many. For now, I cannot mention other, but there's so many really mga palangga. Okay? For example, greenhouse gas. Oh, what is a greenhouse gas? Greenhouse gas, that is carbon dioxide. Okay? So things like that you have to remember. You get the point. Or global warming gas, something like that. You get the point. So, or exhaust gas is not greenhouse, but carbon monoxide, CO. Okay, like that. Exhaust gas mainly from different vehicles, cars and automobiles, right? Okay, so now we will be able to start now how to determine the molar mass of each compound from 1 to 10. So we need to be clever enough to determine the atomic mass and the atomic weight of common elements listed and reflected in the periodic table. Okay, now I advise you, if you are a high school student right now, that was high school students, senior, right? Senior high school and first year college, then memorize all the basic and common elements with each corresponding atomic mass or atomic weight, so that you can easily compute the molecular mass, molecular weight, molar mass, and you can link that also with different kinds of problem solving relating to chemical calculations, stoichiometric related problems, and everything. Okay? Something like that. Okay. Number 1, calcium carbonate or limestone. Limestone or calcium carbonate is a raw material in cement production. Okay, so calcium carbonate. What is the molecular weight of this, or the molar mass of this calcium carbonate? Then we need to split one by one individually the elements. So we have a calcium. Okay, we have the carbon. We have the oxygen. Okay, like that. And then you have to determine each atomic weight and atomic mass. Okay, what is the atomic mass and atomic weight of calcium? Calcium is an example of alkaline earth metals. You get the point? And it's gonna be in the second energy level, okay, in the outermost shell next to beryllium. Okay, like that if you consider the period or the family, the horizontal row in the periodic table. So calcium is an atomic weight or atomic mass of 40.08 gram per atom. Okay, now carbon, what is the atomic mass and atomic weight of carbon? Okay, so this is very common, right? Because most of the materials around us are mainly composed of carbon. So the identification from that, when you burn those kind of materials, it will produce a black solid residue or an ash that is called carbon atom. And there's our identification for that. For example, if you like also to burn sugar, and burning sugar afterwards, you can create also a black residue, and that is carbon atom. That's our identification of the presence of carbon atom. Okay? So usually as a result of fire, okay, there will always be a black ashes or a black residues, because as I told you over and over again, all materials around us are mainly composed of carbon atom. Okay, now carbon has an atomic mass or atomic weight of 12 gram atoms. Okay, like that. What else? Okay, we have oxygen. Oxygen is the most abundant element in the planet Earth. This is the most reactive element all over the world. Okay, oxygen atomic mass and atomic weight is 16 gram per atom. Okay, like that. Okay, now you will start now to determine the molecular weight. Okay, so calcium, there's no subscript. Okay, so nothing. So you will say 40. Ganon, 40.08 plus. And carbon, there's no also subscript. I told you individually, right? Carbon, there's no also subscript. Then you can say 12 immediately. And then oxygen, there's a subscript of 3. Then you can say 3 times 16 because 16 is the atomic weight of oxygen. And then this is gonna be 48. And total them all, and that's gonna be our molar mass. Okay? Calculator, please. Okay, mga palangga. Okay, it's nice to be back, and I'm very, very alive right now. Okay, welcome back, and all my live streamings accounts are functioning well. We have FB, we have other YT channel, okay, like that, and then you can catch me now if you want really the mga kapatid. Okay, 48. Okay, 48 plus 12 plus 40.08. 100.08 is the molar mass of calcium carbonate. And I have to put that here, right? 100.08 gram per mole, grams per mole. Okay? Then if you are really dubious, dubious means confused. That's another term of being perplexed, meaning to say you are confused. So that's another term, okay? So it's gonna be, if you are perplexed, wow, in this particular answer, then you have to review attentively and patiently, okay? Something like that. So 40.08 plus 12 plus 48 is equal to 100.08 grams per mole. Okay, now we go to the number 2, we have the hematite, okay? Hematite is ferrous oxide or iron 2 oxide, if you try to name it according to the rule, okay, in chemistry. So something like that. Okay, now I will have to erase this one because the whiteboard space is very limited. Okay, ferrous oxide. Then mga palangga, if you have also a blank sheet of paper right now, then you can do by yourself to practice more. I think it's gonna be basic math only because times like that plus addition whatever. Okay, so Fe2O3. Okay, iron. Oh my gosh. Iron is a component of corrosion process that will produce rust. R-U-S-T, the brownish and reddish color will occur with the metals, okay, especially for example the pipeline, due to rain, heavy rain or whatever, or rainfall, it will stuck accumulated in the outer layer of the pipeline, and suddenly it can create rust, R-U-S-T, due to the process of corrosion. Okay, intensified and driven by the presence of moisture coming from the water. Okay, something like that. So, iron and oxygen. Again, oxygen is 16. Okay, and then I have also iron is 55.85 grams atom. So this discussion on vlogging, guys, if you're taking chemistry right now, this is only practicing or without dependency of the periodic table. I teach you how to be independent, to calculate and determine right away or quickly as you can to solve or to determine the molecular weight or the molar masses of different compounds. Okay, this is how to train you to save time like that, to have an effective memorization and to understand before memorization, because if you are just memorizing plainly, then it will be lost. So it should be memorized effectively. Ganon. Okay, so iron. So iron, there's a subscript of 2. So it's gonna be 2 times 55.85 mga palangga. Okay, what's this? Okay, So, gonna be 2 times 55.85 is equals to 111.7. Okay, 111.7 mga palangga. Now, oxygen, I have subscript of 3, then 3 times 16, again 48. Now, 111.7 plus 48 is gonna be 7951. So it's gonna be 159.7, okay, grams per mole. Okay. By the way, class, we have also magnetite. Okay, magnetite is Fe3O4, meaning iron 3 oxide or ferric oxide. Okay, now we have the laughing gas, N2O. Okay, N2O. First, we have to break the individual elements in this compound. Then nitrogen and oxygen. Again, oxygen 16, nitrogen 14. Subscript of nitrogen is 2, so 2 times 16. That's gonna be like that. So 2 is equals to 28 plus 16 is equal to 8 plus 6 is equals to 4. 3 or 44 mga palangga. Okay, 44 grams per mole. I think the molecular weight of the laughing gas or N2O is just basically the same with carbon dioxide. Let's check. Carbon dioxide 2 times 16, 32. Yes, it's the same, right? The molar mass of N2O and the carbon dioxide are the same, right? 44 grams per mole, right? CO2, I calculate in my brain cells only. Imagination. Oxygen 2, okay, 32 plus 12, yes, 44. And then N2O also is 44. Perfect! N2O and carbon dioxide have the same molecular weights. Okay, now number 4, gasoline. Okay, gasoline. Without gasoline, our cars will not move, right? We cannot reach our destination. So it's very important to note also this octane family of hydrocarbon. Okay, so gasoline is CaH18, so carbon is 12 times the 8 subscript is equals to 96 gram atom mga palangga. Then hydrogen, the lightest element in the universe or the planet Earth, and this is discovered by Henry Cavendish, and the lightest element talaga siya, guys. Okay, then we have 1 times 1.008. Okay, so it's gonna be, so I cannot do this in my imagination, I will use calculator. Okay, times 1, it's gonna be 1.008 mga palangga. Okay, gram per atom. Then your molar mass will be equal to plus 96 mga palangga. So 97.0008 gram per mole. So our molecular weight of gasoline is 97.008. Okay, grams per mole. Okay, then we go to the muriatic acid or the digestive acid inside our gut. Gut meaning large intestine and small intestine, the digestive system. Okay, so hydrochloric acid. Okay, so H is 1.008, and chlorine, what is the atomic mass of chlorine? Is gonna be 35.45 grams atom. So 45.45 plus 1.08 is gonna be, okay, 46.5008. So 46.5008 gram per mole. Now our favorite, the raw material of making bread, pastries, cookies, biscuits, like that, cakes, or whatever. This is sodium bicarbonate, or the baking soda. Okay, how can we do the molecular weight of this? Our favorite, sodium bicarbonate. Okay, so sodium atomic mass is 23 gram per atom. And then hydrogen again 1.008. Okay, carbon again is 12. Oxygen again is 16. Okay, there's subscript in oxygen, so therefore we conclude 16 times 3 is equals to 48. Then the total will be Calculator, please. Okay, so it's gonna be 48 plus 12 plus 1.008 plus 23 is equal to 84.008. So 84.008, okay, grams per mole. Okay, now we have the malic acid. Malic acid C4H6O5. Okay, so again, as you can notice, guys, it will just be repeatedly expressed because these are common. Okay, there's no such complex here. So carbon is equals to 12. Okay, subscript is 4 times 4 is equals to 48. And then hydrogen again, 1.008 times 6 is equals to, pila man siya guys? I cannot do this by imagination. So 1.008 times 6 is equals to 6.048 mga palangga. Okay, 6.048, right? And then it's gonna be times 6, right? Yes. And then oxygen is 5 times 16 because that's oxygen. So 5 times 16 mga palangga. Oh, I can do that, okay? It's gonna be 80, okay? Yup. Okay, 80. And then 80 plus 6.048 plus 48, how much? So this will be your molar mass of malic acid. Okay, like that. Ganon. 48 plus 6.048. Okay, plus 80 is equals to 100. Puto, conchanta. Wow. 134.048. Okay, 134.08 grams per mole. And now we go to the butyric acid. Okay, butyric. So it's going to be carbon 4 times 12, again 48 mga palangga. Hydrogen 8 times 1.008. Okay, calculator. Because this point something, so 8 times 1.008 is equals to 8.064. Okay, 8.064. And then oxygen is 2 times 16, 32, right? Okay, the total will be, okay, 8064 plus 32 plus 48 is equal to 88.064. 88.064 is our molar mass of butyric acid. Okay, like that. And now we go to the ribose sugar. Okay, ribose used in DNA and RNA, nucleic acids. Okay, so we have carbon is 5 times 12 is equal to 16. Hydrogen is equal to 10 times 1.008. Okay, and then we have also oxygen 5 times 16, and then it's gonna be 80. And then 10 times 1.008, 10.064 ba? Based on my imagination only. Let's check. 10 times 1.008. Oh, it's not. 10.08. Okay. So plus 80 plus 60 is equals to 150.08. So our molecular weight is 150.08 for ribose sugar. Okay, like that. Okay, grams per mole. By the way, this ribose sugar have also an isomer known as a ribose sugar have. So that's also another type. Okay, but that's not used in nucleic acid synthesis. Okay, that's used in the application of another macromolecule. Okay, so we have this one is ascorbic acid. Okay, the vitamin C. So carbon 6 times 12, hydrogen 8 times 1.008, and oxygen 6 times 16. 6 times 16 mga palangga is gonna be 96, right? And 6 times 2 is gonna be 72, right? And 8 times 1.008 is gonna be 8.064. Let's check if my imagination works well. Okay, 8 times 1.008 equals to, yes, perfect! 8.064 by using only imagination. Ay, nakakaloka. Okay? Ganon. So 72 plus 8.064 plus 96 is equals to 176.064. Ang nakakaloka, 176.064 grams per mole. Okay, it's very easy, right? To determine the molecular weight without the aid or the help of periodic table. Okay? Through your brain cells all. Your mind are completely working without dependency, not dependent on the Google search, books, or whatever. Or periodic table in your hand. So just mainly brain. BRAIN. Okay, like that. So any questions so far? So build a strong memorization, huh? If you're trying to take up science-related course, science, okay, not necessarily math-related course because math cannot be memorized. If you understand only what's happening, how to compute through different formulas, derivation, then you can have your own formula, something like that. But science really needs memorization. That's why this is also the basic foundation of the study of medicine, doctor in medicines. Okay, a lot of memorization. Okay, especially in the anatomy and physiology and as well as the epidemiology. And somewhere along the way, they have to study also the different substances involved for human being and the patient, so that they can properly diagnose the patient according to their prescriptions of different medicines that will be able to say to their clients, something like that. Okay? And that's very, very clear. Any questions so far, mga palangga? Then if you can comment, then you can comment down below in the comment section. You can share this video also if you want. And if you want to subscribe to my YT channel yet, then you can also subscribe, the better. I will be very, very thankful for that. And then you can click the bell notifications for some news updates of I am a singer, your YouTube content creator, your social media influencer. This is again, I am a singer channel voice, Sotero. God bless. See you later for my next vlog. Diba?